Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, we're here to talk about the Presto fare card system reaching 1 million users. And I'm sure the Minister is quite pleased with this progress, but when we actually look into the history and costs of Presto, this really isn't a feel-good milestone the Minister makes it seem to be. Bottom line is Metrolinx will end up spending over $700 million for development of the Presto system. So basically, it has the cost of $700. The taxpayer is paying $700 to acquire each Presto user. The problem with this is that the government had a choice. They could have put the taxpayer first and procured an already developed fare card system from a company with expertise in the field, or they could have developed their own system. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, they chose the latter. In 2006, Metrolinx awarded the contract to Accenture to develop the Presto fare card system from scratch. The development of Presto has since been characterized by cost overruns, system failings, and closed tendering. The Toronto Transit Commission, in evaluating an electronic fare system for its own riders, understood the problems with Presto and elected to take a different approach. They had a bidding process and decided to go with a product developed by Xerox. The TTC pursued this approach to the point of outlining deal specifics with Xerox. We know that Metrolinx has spent $700 million to develop Presto, but does anybody want to know what the TTC would have had to pay in development costs under the Xerox deal? $0. In fact, the taxpayer would not have had to put any money into the implementation and operation of this system. That's because Xerox is one of several private companies who did what the private sector does. They identified a need, used their own money to develop a product to meet that need, and retained all the financial risks because by developing a superior product, they could collect revenue from the fares that their system processes. To me, that sounds like a win-win solution. And it's worth pointing out that both Philadelphia and Montreal use Xerox electronic fare system. These jurisdictions chose it because it's cost competitive and delivers its service with 99.9% accuracy. For these reasons, the TTC wanted to implement this system. Unfortunately, according to some people close to the discussions, the government stepped in and made Toronto's gas tax funding transfer contingent on the adoption of Presto. The minister over there is free to stand there and proudly talk about how 1 million people now use Presto. However, we have to ask ourselves if such a milestone is really a success for your ministry that has spent hundreds of millions of taxpayers' dollars to develop a system that is inferior to others already in the marketplace and then force transit authorities to adopt that system. I know that's not something I would want to take credit for. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you.